Hey, welcome all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I'm doing what I do for you. Today, we about to do something nice. Get a good look at that. That's called a judgment. Okay, this is what transpires at Judgment Day for all the right thinkers of the Commission concept followers, sheets out netterers, semi-Tawi, right thinking philosophy. This is a concept that you need to understand. I'm about to have some fun. That's going to be today's lesson, so right thinkers, let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story, even in the afterlife, for those who tune in, and I appreciate you doing what you do. Let's get started doing what we do. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka to know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. If you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Speaking of my yacht, this is her at her best. Now, this is how they talked back in ancient times. You would see this picture and say, well, you got 12 judges up top. Okay, that's the god and goddesses. And you got the crazy animal on the bottom. But I'm going to break this whole scenario down for you. Okay, this is Anu and his wife. This is his consciousness. And this right here, this to tell you right there, when you see Anu's head on his spirit, that means he's conscious. He know himself. That's the ticket that your heart will be lighter than the feather. That's started. So I'm about to have some fun. All right, right thinkers. Let's talk about, what is it? Oh, I'm breaking down the judgment scene from the Pert M. Heru of ancient Egypt. This is the concept that I really enjoy because it gives you an understanding of what they thought and how they thought and what it all amounted to. You ain't got to like it, agree with it, but it makes a lot of sense. And if you choose to follow it, it gives you something to stand on. I do, okay? Well, what if you're wrong? Hey, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. I put the time and energy in to do what I'm doing. When it came up to pay, I did. The time I put in to learn to do this, if I'm wrong, so be it. I ain't no problem with that. So you can't scare me and think, oh, well, maybe I'm wrong. Man, I ain't got time for that, okay? I know what I'm doing. Your choice is to do what you need to do for yourself. So much worry about me, because I don't worry about you. I'm just trying to help you. Okay, moving on. But at the top of the picture is a row of people sitting. That's called a jury, so to speak. There's 12 of them. They will break that down for you. But the bottom row, you see Anu and his wife. They enter into what they call the judgment hall. From the left to the right, you see two twin people right here. I'm trying to walk you through it. These right here, that's Mishkanet and Rinanet, right? And this is your Ba, your spirit. That means he's awakened. And this is Mishkanet in the other form of the birthing brick. And this is standing, this is your destiny right here. And this is your heart, okay? That's breaking down from this side. I'm going to break that down for you, read it for you, because it's get very clear of what you need to do and how you need to do it. That's the difference. Now, Anu and his wife, I just point out Mishkanet, Rinanet, and the Ba, which is the spirit that your soul, and it has the what? The head on the hawk's body. that means that you are conscious, and your destiny with the Shah, he's standing in for you, physical, and he's standing. Then you got Mishkanet again on top of him. That was the lady in the birthing brick. Okay, that's what she represents. Again, this time as the birthing brick above Shah. And now, on the other side of the scale, you see a guy sitting, right? This is Anubis, okay? And you see he's keeping track of the scale, making sure it's level, make sure you get a fair shake, all right? That's his job. That's Anpu, that's Anubis. He the ones that take you to either Asar or he gonna take you to Amet. And from there, this is Tahuti. Now, you know what he's doing? He's recording everything that you've done through your life. He's your conscious. He's your mind. He's the recorder. He's always writing everything down, even at death. In his other form, you see Mayat's feather here, right there. And this guy here, this is a half crocodile, well, 1/3 crocodile, 1/3 lion, and 1/3 hippo. Those are three animals in the ancients that they feared the most, okay? Hippos wasn't no joke back in them days. So those are animals, and they made this creature, okay? The trinity of Amenet. Ra, Amun, Ra, Ptah. God got a trinity. Guess what? So did the devil. Not the devil, but see, they have the devil concept. She's called the devourer, and she's female, okay? And she waits for your heart to overweight the feather, and she gets to have her way. That's the concept. So nobody wanted to be eaten by a man. Okay, that was their biggest fear. I guess it's like y'all fearing the devil, going to hell, and he gonna roll you through hell and do all that nonsense to you. But yeah, their concept was being destroyed or having their heart and their conscience eaten, so they be wiped out of existence. That was the concept. So all right, let's go. So now I built it up for you. I got you going. Now the judgment scene. Understand this. Above shows how a person's own actions are judged and how this leads a person to their fate. Every one of those confessions in Maya, they got a judge of 42 judges. This just the minor one. This just the one inside you. There's always that 12 is a good number, isn't it? But you got your 12 zodiac signs inside here. But that's all your conscious. And the whole thing is they know every aspect of your character. And when they speak for you, you speak for yourself, your heart. And they say, I have not. They know if you have or have not. That's this. But your fate, either to move on, again, choices, and discover the divine, and become one with the divine, aka Ra or God, whatever you need to call it, whatever name you call it, the absolute, the all-encompasser, whoever name y'all give him, and everybody got one, he don't have a problem with that. But the thing that you need to do to get to him is everybody need to do the same thing. How about that? So moving on. And watch this. In order for you to become one with God, or you either going to suffer, why? Due to your negative IRE, aka actions of the past, or to you're going to be reincarnated. If the soul, if your body don't have your head on it, it's got to go reincarnate. They had this all figured out, trust me. And the papyrus that I just showed you of Ani, now it dates back to, this is the 18th dynasty. So we done had 17 prior dynasties who practiced this philosophy of the dynastic period of ancient Egypt around 1500 BCE. When we've been talking about Egypt back in 3100, 32 BCE. So that's 1700 years after, y'all got involved with us, and that's it. So understand that. But what happens? This denotes that a philosophy, again, not a belief system, a philosophy mystically relates to the Assyrian resurrection theology, myth concept that has been traced back to when pre-dynastic. What you mean? This is before the dynastic period. Why? The pre-dynastic age in which in which constitutes one of the central teachings of the ancient Egyptian religion, the Mayat principle. Love that. The following detailed descriptions of the ancient Egyptian judgment scene allude to the Masori above vignette that showed you the 33rd chapter in the papyrus of Anu, the judgment scene from the Per M. Heru text. Alright? And it provides what? A deeper insight into the working of the commission system of what they call WRIGHT or karma, karmatic concepts. You reap what you sow. That's always been a fact, so understand that. But what's this? They took it to the umpteenth level where they made it a priority to live by. Judgment is what? Judgment of one's soul. That's the text we're dealing with right now. And you got Ani, who dresses his heart. Now his heart is on scale. Okay, symbolic, metaphorically, that's what's on scale against the feather Maya, and you'll see it's balanced. And I showed you the spirit, the Ba, with his head on it. So he's gone, next level, he's gonna pass. Ahmed won't eat him. Because why? He's gonna pass, and Ahmed can't get fed. That scale don't go down, she don't eat. Okay? But don't many get past. Alright, so yeah, she don't miss many meals, so she can put up with a few. Maybe 144,000. You didn't hear that from me. Alright, let me run it down and give it to you. Now, I didn't tell you about the top people. I'm about to explain them to you now. Those are all gods and goddesses. You may be familiar with them. Watch this. The top row is Anu dresses his heart. Now, the top row, you got the god and goddesses that presiding are right from right to left. You have Ra. Let me show you a quick picture. This is the top row. And remember, it's all about the headdress. You got Ra. Okay. Uh-oh, I don't know who that is. Then you're going to work your way down, all the way down here to, what's that, Sai and Hu. But I'm going to break it down for you as we go. But these are all, remember, aspects of your character. That's the beauty part of it. And when you understand that, you'll get it. So let's go. Now, judgment of the soul, and you got the God and goddesses, starting from the left to right to left, showed you Ra. Behind him was Atum. Now, remember, Atum is Ra when he goes down. Okay, we ain't got Kepri on there, so we got just Ra and Atum, represent sun up, sunrise, and sundown, your upper and lower, and you got Shu, that's air, Tefnut, moisture, Geb represents the earth, Nut represents the heaven, Netet, mortality, nature, and Aset, wisdom, intuitive knowledge, Heru, that's you, master of self while on earth. That's who we all right thinkers want to get to be. Heru, I use Muhammad Ali because he got the greatest love of all, and he found it within himself. And at the last three, you got his counterpart, Het Heru, and then the last two sitting together, Sa and Hu. And when you hear Neptet and Aset, stay together. Okay, they always gonna be together. Why? Those are the twin serpents. In India, it's either in Bengala, male and female, but with us, the shaft is the male part. You got two serpents. Okay, that's the concept. Get back to the lesson. Sorry about that, but this is all my stuff. I like this. But this breaks down. And the last two, which is your divine understanding and divine taste. Okay? Far left, we see Ani, who enters into the heart of judgment, right? And his heart. Now watch this, another important part. Your heart conscious. Heart got a conscious? But it's spelled CONSCIENCE. That means it's a scientifically proven part and concept that we know for a fact why it's been proven. And guess what? We knew that ancient times. Modern man just found out 30 years ago that the brain heart is bigger than the heart that's in our head. It got the more capacity to hold more stuff. That's why thought is keeping track of everything. Why? Because he knows your heart. That's what my man tell you all the time. He's a minister. God knows your heart. I just proved the fact God dwells in the heart. I've been knowing that for 1,000 years. I know that. Okay, but it's spelled with the science aspect, not the mental concept. CONSCIOUS. IENCS and CE, excuse me. That means it's a science proven. Science is God's gift to man to what? Prove God. Moving on. And that's where you need more science than religion. And your heart conscious is what? Your heart is what's being weighed by who? Anubis. Okay? He's the epitome, I'm doing my job. He making sure you get a fair shake. Well, no. Anubis takes care of that. That's your discernment. How about that? Another aspect of your character. You are there. Now, while the divine principles, which is Shah and Renet and Mishkanet, they all look on. Ani's soul and his destiny, which is Shah, and the soul is the Ba, the stand over his head, also look on. While what? While Anubis does what? He measures Ani's heart, meaning his unconscious mind that containing what? All the impressions of the residues of him and how he lived his life. How Mayat did he live? Against what? The feather of who? Mayat. Booyah. In essence, the principles of the 42 precepts of Mayat has been tampered with. It's another lesson. I'm upset about that, but I'll get to that another time. But the 42 precepts of Mayat, truth, righteousness, reciprocity, everything that's good and divine, that's what she represents. And guess what? You have a choice. Chaos, order. Right, wrong. Good, bad, simple. All that is what Mayat represents. And at the end, that's what your heart is going to be judged by. How did you live according to that philosophy? In the principles of Mayat, what? Okay. At the far right of the scale, you see my man Tahuti. He's the record keeper. He's your memory. He keep the results while what? While the Amet, which is the monster, Trinity, the devourer they called it, of who? She only ate who? The unrighteous. When Ra sent his daughter down to do work, Heru, in the lioness form, she was supposed to only eat the unrighteous. That's a good to her. And my thing was, either the unrighteous start looking more like the righteous, or the righteous start getting more like the unrighteous, and she got confused to start eating everybody. But that was the idea. But they only supposed to get evil. The Christians got a concept when death came through. If you put the lamb's blood on your door and your post, the death will pass you by. Okay. If you was righteous, it worked. If you wasn't, need I say more? But guess what? And it awaits the answer for either you're going to be passed on or I'm going to eat. In the hands of Tahuti, which is God's reason, the thought, right thinking, are Shah, which means what? Your destiny. Okay? Luke, I am your father. And reading that means what? Your fortune and your harvest, meaning what you put forth is what you're going to be dealing with at that point in time. And obviously, he passed. And the implication is that what? We reap the harvest and the results of our state of mind, our heart at the time, and our state of mind, including what? Our subconscious, I mean your innermost thoughts, your feelings, and your desires is what? Is weighed against the cosmic order of Maya. Now, and that's the whole part about living a balanced lifestyle. Not too much of this, not too much of that. Just right. Okay, my man Collier, he said the guy with the restaurant, he ordered something, he said, I want not too much of this, not too much of that, right down the middle. The chef sent back, gave a message. He said, kisses right, not to the right, not to the left, but right down the groove. So yeah, keep it right down the groove, keep it Maya. That's my philosophy. And watch this. Now, what happens? If you're found to be at peace, meaning Hotep, comfortable with who you are, know yourself, you and God are one. Therefore, now in accord with the cosmic order, with Maya, now what happened? It will now, you will be allowed to join with the cosmic Asar, the God of the dead, okay? He passed, so now he's the gatekeeper for the afterlife. So when you got to pass the scales of Maya to get to him, otherwise, that's the good part. Otherwise, you will suffer the fate as dictated by what? Your own contents of your mental and unrest and your bad way of living due to what? Your lingering desires and, more importantly, your ignorance of your higher self. So guess what? You become Amet food, which will lead to what? Being Amet, who will devour what? You ready? Your ego personality. That's what gets killed. That's what dies twice. If it's in control, when judgment comes, it's going to be getting eaten by our man. That's what the concept, okay? And nobody wanted that. So that's why, as the people, they didn't have police. They didn't have jails. Okay? Everybody policed and governed themselves accordingly. Ooh, to my moving on. That's why we're doing this. And that soul will experience what? You ready? Now, your soul experience torment from the demons. Why? Until what? It learns. Learns what? Its lessons. How? Through the process. You ready? Trial and error, aka birth, death, and recycling, reincarnation. And then what? Their pursuits of authentic process of what? Mystical process to what? To become strong enough for what? Through wisdom to what? To know itself and become enlightened. Ding, 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 ding. Not rich and famous? No. Not to be the greatest? No. Just enlightened. That's enough. And your demons may be understood as what? Your negative cosmic energy. Again, they're there. They don't do nothing but what they represent. You can use them for good or you can use them for bad. And watch this. Now when it has allowed itself to what? Indulge in what? The negative aspects in the form of your mental anguish and your torments, people put themselves through. Why? Ignorance. Due to their own ignorance. Boy, I know this. This is what I do. That's why I'm trying to get you to understand that you can do it too. Self-torment. Again, self-torment. Self-improvement. Knowing thyself. That self is always in there. That's you. Excuse me. Self-torment may be regret. What? Again, over some action or interaction while alive, or a reluctance to what? Leave this physical realm because of what? The lingering desires to experience what? More earthly pleasures. If you rich, you don't want to die. You know that's not what you want to do. Why? You want to stay here and enjoy your riches. See? We live in a world where it ain't about how spiritual you are. It ain't how spiritual night you are. No. It's how rich and famous you are. That's all the wrong purpose. Oh, y'all going right. Reincarnation line. Moving on. Like the goddamn easy line there. That little bit easy. Yeah, right there. Don't worry. Don't just go through. Why, y'all? Man, just keep going. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out eventually. That's the name of that game. So therefore, one controls what? One's own fate, according to one's own level of understanding and gathering of wisdom, of reasoning, their capacity. If your elevator only go to the 10th floor, and you need to get to the 15th floor, you got a problem. Okay? That's the part about capacity to learn, and you're willing to understand. If you believe something, you're only going to get to the 10th floor because you believe that's all it is. When you are open to expand and understand and taking new information, you can get to the 15th floor what? With some assistance, with some help, some guidance. That's all. See? You only can go as far as you believe. If your belief isn't limited, then you're going to be limited in anywhere how far you can go. Understand that, please? So if you follow a religion, you at the max of how far you're going to go. Why? Y'all ain't got nothing else. Okay? Religion is not going to get you where you need to go. And those who do make it through religion, God bless you. Why? Because y'all fought like hell. Okay? I know a few of y'all. And it wasn't easy. Mine ain't been that easy. Mine ain't been that hard. Mine just been disapproval from other people. But me doing it, I had a problem, care in the world. I'm enjoying this ride. I'm enjoying hanging out with my religious people. Regardless how ignorant I think they are, don't make a difference to me. That's who they are. I respect them, still love them. Why? They are who they are. Just like I do what I do, they respect me, so I respect them too. So that's the lesson, that's the concept. And when you get conscious, you'll be able to do it too. That's how right thinkers, in closing, you all live to be 100, me 100 minus a day. So I never knew that my right thinkers have passed away. But remember, those who live in my yacht don't die. We multiply.